My hands, both hands, how many times I do this? Maybe toes too.
Time doesn't start till you're third.
I know. I just OTC all the time. I ain't gonna lie.
You guys going together? Go ahead, let's go.
The hardest part is getting in.
Bud,
Let's go.
rush everything in there. Rush everything in there. Don't go slow.
Damn.
Now breathe ASAP.
Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. You got this.
Breathe. You gotta breathe.
Get in there. Go ahead and get in there.
Now breathe.
Is it what you call back in about 20, 25 minutes?
You know Ali, he got it. This pound for pound now.
Okay, time.
Greatest in the world.
Perfect. Now get on it. We had 25 degrees.
Ali then went first.
25 degrees. Freezing. Below freezing. Freezing is what, 33? 34?
It's below freezing?
Yeah, below freezing is 34.
24.
So
what is it right now?
25.
Good.
Without your entertainment,
Shit, boy. Shit balls.
Let's go, baby.
Last time we talked about Terence Crawford was that Israel Mijamov gave his thoughts on the fight.
I need y'all to get the likes up, man. Get the likes up.
And he gave Crawford high praise. His favorite fighter. He's your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. That Crawford's just too good. He's too smart. And his ability to adjust could be the number one advantage that he has going into the fight with Canelo Alvarez. But now we have another interview from another opponent of Terence Crawford, and it's none other than Mean Machine. Now, Mean Machine is a guy who, for the longest time, some way say he gave Crawford his toughest fight around that particular time when this fight happened. Of course, Crawford ended up getting a stoppage in the fight, but Mean Machine gave Crawford arguably his toughest fight up to that point, right? One may say his fight with Mean Machine was probably a tougher matchup, a tougher fight than the fight with Errol Spence was, right? Just visually, just watching it, right? But check out what Mean Machine has to say about Canelo and Crawford.
You were waiting for it. Yeah. All right. So first off, what do you think of the fight?
Oh, it's gonna be a good fight. So I can start from like when there was just rumors about this fight happening. Even before the announcement, there was rumors. I'm like, God damn it, like it's gonna be like too much for Crawford. Like Canelo is too big, too strong. Like Crawford and Canelo, they're like too much, like more like one like the favorite boxer for me. I love Canelo, I love Crawford. Even like after I fought Crawford, I become his fan. Like he's an amazing boxer. So when it was like rumors, I'm like, oh no, it's not good for Crawford. Canelo's too big. Right now, my position changed. I think Crawford is too fast and too smart for Canelo. Even Canelo is a good boxer. I'm not saying like nothing from not taking nothing from Canelo, but the way like when you see like, oh, he's too big, when you see Usyk fights and what Usyk did to the big guys like Joshua and Fury, so the size and that doesn't matter. I think the skill level matters, and Crawford, he gained weight, but he's I think he's gonna be like even faster, and like his head works good in the ring. He's like boxing IQ is just on top. So I would say 50-50, but right now I'm kind of leaning more to Crawford.
Now, to hear what Igor Kavalauskas had to say, and that's his real name, I think it's surprising to a lot of people, even Marco from Fight Hub, right? I think he was kind of surprised that so many people is leaning towards Terence Bud Crawford, even former foes, former opponents who now has become fans of Bud Crawford is leaning towards Bud Crawford to get the job done. Now, we heard me and Machine say that the size isn't going to play a factor, that the size won't matter in this fight against Canelo Alvarez. Why? Because, well, we see that Terence Crawford, he put on that size pretty well, right? I think everybody with a trained eye could see that Crawford is putting on that weight and he's putting it on really, really nicely, right? It don't look manufactured. It don't look like it's artificial. It looked like he kind of just really, but you heard what he had to say. He said the speed is going to be a problem for Canelo Alvarez and that Crawford is just too smart. That Crawford is just a smart fighter, right? And this is the thing that I've been saying, that the ability to adjust really is going to be the main obstacle for Canelo Alvarez to overcome when we're looking at this fight. The Crawford's ability to make adjustments it rivals that of Floyd Mayweather, right? Canelo gonna have to deal with that again, except this time, this guy actually comes out to really hurt you, right? He's not making you miss and pot-shotting you and just kind of make you look bad. He's gonna make you miss and he's gonna make you pay. And he's gonna try to punish you as well if you make a mistake. So Terence Bud Crawford is a bad fight, and not to mention he's on lockdown mode, right? He shut down the camp, no more family, sent the kids home, no more media, sent them packing, right? And it's nothing but action from here on out. Hyperbolic time chamber. We in this thing. We locked in all the way up until the fight week, right? But then when you look at Canelo Alvarez, this is total contrast as to what we're seeing from Terence Crawford. Now, that's not to say that Canelo isn't putting in any hard work, but we haven't seen the hard work. And even the most hardcore Canelo fans has to be a little worried at this particular moment going into this fight, right? Because before it was all like shits and giggles, right? Oh, man, Crawford's just too small. Oh, man, this is going to be easy money. He never bent the weight before. He's this, he's that. He never fought nobody. His resume is lacking. All those narratives have been buried as the weeks went by. Now, I would imagine Canelo fans is a little nervous going to this fight. Of course, they're not going to come out and say it. They're going to come out and say, well, Crawford's going to get knocked out, right? But deep down, they shaking in their boots right now. Deep down, they may want to switch their pick a little bit just because deep down they know what they're seeing, because we all seeing the same thing. We don't know if Canelo Alvarez is working as hard as Terence Bud Crawford going into this fight. And that could be the deciding factor for this fight. Let's just take away everything. Whoever put in the work the more, whoever wants it more, right? Whoever put in the work harder, whoever worked harder in the gym, right? What if that was the situation to be the determining factor who's going to win a fight? So if that's the case, Crawford's going to be able to take it up a notch. He's going to be able to take it up another gear, a notch. Is Canelo going to be able to do that? If Crawford turns up, and we know when Bud Crawford turns up, it's hard to stop it. It's hard to match it. We've seen it with Sean Porter. And Sean Porter usually matches up well against any fighter he's in the ring against. And once Terence Crawford turned Super Saiyan or whatever he did, Sean Porter was way out of his league, right? We never seen it before, but that whole particular moment still gets downplayed. So we're going to see what happens with Saul Canelo Alvarez. Mean Machine, we heard what he had to say. Mean Machine gave his thoughts on the fight. Mean Machine said Crawford's one of his favorite fighters. Mean Machine Canelo is also one of his favorite fighters, but he's leaning towards Terence Bud Crawford, right? And I think a lot more people is going to be leaning towards Bud Crawford for the obvious reasons. We see the work he's putting in. We see how consistent as a fighter he's been over the years. We've seen Canelo's last fight. We've seen Canelo's last several fights. And Canelo, if you want to be unbiased, if everything was equal, right? If Crawford was a natural middleweight right out of the gate, who do you have winning the fight? See, the biggest advantage Canelo have is the fact that he's the naturally bigger guy. The fact that he's been at 168 pounds super middleweight longer than Terence Bud Crawford. The fact that this is going to be Crawford's introduction fight to the weight class. I'll bet it's arguably the biggest fight in the sport. but it's his introduction to the weight class, right? These are the advantages that Canelo have. The fact that he's just been at the weight, but I don't think these are advantages anymore. Because early on, the critics, not even the critics, the experts, the fellow fighters, the trainers, the media guys, everybody was more leaning towards Canelo simply because we just didn't know if Bud Crawford was going to be able to put on enough size or even look big enough. But we seen from the face-offs weeks ago when they first faced off that Crawford was actually Canelo's size even back then, right? So there's not too much of a size difference other than the fact that Canelo's been at the weight longer, right? So we're going to see how all that plays out. But Mean Machine, one of the main guys that fans like to use against Bud Crawford over the years, now he is siding with Bud Crawford, saying Bud Crawford is a great fighter. He's my favorite fighter. And then he could beat Canelo Alvarez because he's just simply too smart, right? Size won't play a factor. Because Mean Machine was a bigger, muscular, more stronger guy than Bud Crawford. And we saw that it didn't necessarily play a factor in that fight. Now, mind you, for the guys who want to say Mean Machine's a bum, prior to Mean Machine fighting Terence Crawford, Mean Machine was wrecking shit in the boxing gyms, right? He'll go to these guys' gym sparring. He was wrecking shit, right? So Mean Machine, just because he don't got a big name, we seen the performance he put up in arguably the biggest fight of his career. He made a really good account of himself in that fight with Terence Crawford. We haven't seen too much of him since then, as far as him fighting at that capacity, but he gave his thoughts on the fight. One of the guys that fought Terence Bud Crawford, just like Amir Khan, who also came out and fought both guys, right? Amir Khan, one of the rare guys who actually fought both guys, and he's telling you that Terence Bud Crawford is a demon, right? That Terence Bud Crawford he's going to beat Canelo Alvarez, right? I mean, come on, man. So don't take my word for it, because I've been telling you guys for a long time. Actually, I've been telling you guys for years. I've been telling you guys even before Crawford and Spence fought. Even a while before that, I was been telling you guys, I was one of the few guys that if Crawford and Canelo was a middleweight, if Crawford was a middleweight fighter, that he'll beat the hell out of Canelo Alvarez. He'll box his socks off, all that. I've been saying this for years, and now we actually get to see if it goes down. But tell me what you guys think. Mean Machine says that size won't matter in this fight, and that Terence Bud Crawford is simply too smart for Canelo Alvarez. Tell me what you guys think. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.